Well, welcome to another episode of Coronication. I'm Naomi White in Brisbane, Australia, and today I'm joined by Joe Hassan, who is on a boat in a marina at Raby Bay in South East Queensland. How are you, Joe?
Oh, I'm having a lovely day. Thank you, Naomi. Thank you for inviting me here.
I can think of worse places to be today than on a boat and Queensland.
Oh,
Week.
look, it's a good job you didn't ask for this chat Thursday last week when it was raining all day and was completely freezing. So this is beautiful Queensland sunshine.
Oh, well, thanks for joining me. Tell us, Joe, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I grew up in a little village just outside London in the UK, and I came to Australia with a backpack in 1987. I did the backpacker thing, and then I ended up staying. I settled in Brisbane. I'm a mother, have a 22-year-old son, and a stepdaughter also living here. And yeah, for work, I'm a vitality expert, and I'm very keen to improve the vitality of people and organisations, because I think vitality is vitality travels. It's a sort of an energy, and so if people aren't aware of their vitality, then they can't bring it to work with them, and organisations that are have low energy are not places where people are happy to be. So I especially work with small business owners, but have broadened that in recent times to work with teams and leaders as well. And I have a process that I call pepping up. PEP stands for purpose plus energy plus pleasure plus profit. So I encourage all people to see life through a lens of purpose, energy, pleasure, and profit, which is PEP.
God, that sounds like it would be very much needed at this point in time.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
So, Joe, tell us, how's COVID-19 affected you and your world?
Well, so I've worked from home for, some 15 or more years now, and I'm in a fairly new relationship, and we were talking about moving in together just before this COVID thing happened. And a common place that we could be together as our place was this boat that we've been renovating since just the end of last year. So we decided that we would do physical isolation on the boat on Moreton Bay, and as liverboards and fishing for dinner. And I thought, because I was working from home anyway, that I would be able to transition to that fairly easily. But even me as the vitality expert was in for a little bit of a shock's probably a bit extreme, but I struggled to begin with, because I was trying to carry on as normal, and you can't carry on as normal when you're living on a boat. It's like a floating caravan, and you move with the wind. So we have moved about Moreton Bay to stay safe as the wind changes. Sometimes we've come back to the marina, which is where we are today, because we need to replenish the water supplies, but we pretty much move with the wind and the weather. And another thing that you do when you're on this yachty life is you tend to get up early and go to bed early, and so I guess less hours in the day to do a lot of the same things. And so I had a mind shift. I thought, why am I struggling with this? And then I had a mind shift that everybody else thinks I'm on holiday, so I should actually try and have a bit of a holiday. So yes, I have continued to work for the whole 2 months, but I reframed it a few weeks ago to be a working holiday, which is the same as what I did in 1987, 88 when I came here as a backpacker. It was a working holiday. So since I reframed it and I just allowed myself to relax into it more, then yes, look, it's been amazing.
So I can imagine the reframe has allowed you to take some of the pressure off around output or
Oh, absolutely, yes. So look, I have continued to. I've continued with all my coaching calls. So I have a number of small business owner clients that I speak with every week or every month. I have continued all those coaching calls, um, and other things that I needed to do to support them. But in terms of lots of extra things, no, output of those hasn't been as much as I thought it might have been, with one exception. So I have, over the last few weeks, been working through an online video bootcamp masterclass program. And so that's one thing that I have done to improve my skills, I hope, over the last few weeks, is to actually learn some techniques around videoing. So apart from that, and maintaining my coaching calls, yes, output of some other things has been somewhat different to other times when I've been back on land.
have you enjoyed being on a boat for such a long period?
I actually have. Like, I had no idea how I was going to go. Like, I have been, I had a holiday, I've had 2 sailing holidays, both in Croatia. And I really enjoyed that. But that was with a group of girls, both times to celebrate 50th birthdays. We had a skipper who was sort of in charge. We didn't have to do anything really. But this is like transitioning my whole life to being on a boat, and I have come to simplify lots of things. I might have put some work clothes on today, but I have to say, if it's not a work call like this, well then look, it's more casual, because you can't be. I haven't got an automatic washing machine and all those sorts of things. So I've worn very limited clothes and had an appreciation of water. Was probably one of the big revelations that I had. We actually ran out of water on Easter Monday. So that was in the first couple of weeks when we hadn't got into the complete groove. And so to run out of water makes you think differently about how the farmers are during drought, and all those other people who run out of water from time to time. It's, where you can't just turn on the tap, but it comes.
How long were you out of water for?
Sorry?
How long were you out of water for?
Oh, look, only 24 hours, because we happened to be, yes, it was only 24 hours. So look, we made do. We have salt water for the toilet. So that's, that was okay. So we ran out of drinking water, which is what you use for drinking, obviously, and for showering. So look, didn't shower that day, and that's okay. There are worse things, there are worse situations to be in, but it just meant that every drop of water from then on was treasured. So I accumulate the dishes and rinse them now with seawater, and water's a precious resource.
It is a precious resource. That's so true. So it sounds like this boating experience has given you a new perspective and made you look at things through a simpler lens. What advice for others going through this right now?
Well, I have always said, take time for planned pleasure every day. That's part of my PEP message. So even on busy working days, to actually plan for pleasure. So in this situation where I'm surrounded by beauty, I've still had to remind myself that not taking it for granted is really important. And the fact that I've found myself in this situation where you know, I haven't spent very many days in a marina like this. Most of the time we're out at Peel Island or near Macleay Island or out in Raby Bay, and it's beautiful. I have never seen so many sunrises and sunsets, you know, day after day after day, and rainbows. And you know, some days we saw a double rainbow at sunrise and a double rainbow at sunset, and then the same thing the next day. Like it's beautiful, beautiful. And so, yes, stopping to smell the roses is something that, you know, it's an old cliche, but I think now more than ever, everybody needs to stop and look for the beauty. And for some people, I acknowledge that some people are stopping because they've had to stop because maybe their work has ended, their job has ended, and they're at home twiddling their thumbs and worrying, and to still try and look for the beauty, even if it's looking out of the window and seeing the shapes the clouds are making, to look, and be grateful for nature. That helps with your vitality.
Fantastic. Well, Jo, thank you so much for your time. It's been such a pleasure talking to you, and enjoy the rest of your vacation, if I can call that, on a boat.
Thank you so much, Naomi. It's lovely talking to you.
Okay, speak soon. Bye.
Bye.